Before I start this video in its entirety, I want to make a few things clear. First of all, not everyone watching this, maybe a friend that you send this video to, maybe someone that posted this video in a Discord server you're in, maybe they disagree with me. And that's perfectly fine. Maybe you do, maybe I disagree with you. It's perfectly fine. That's the first thing. Secondly, is that for those who disagree, may get mad at me if you're potentially, passionate about this topic and how the development of Smash works. You may get mad at me, and that's also okay. I recently found a video where this guy says a bunch of offensive things, so then you can purposefully get mad at him. If you're mad at me, go watch that video. Thirdly, and this is definitely the most true out of these three things, is that anything and everything I say in this video could be completely screwed over by Nintendo in an hour, in 10 hours, in 1 day, in 10 days, in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 months. Nintendo can change anything I know to be common sense that I state in this video, and that'll also be okay. But let me say, with those three things in consideration, let me say that I am a very extremely analytical person. I thrive on looking at patterns, finding them, making them, kind of putting them all together, making formulas out of them, and then just kind of like using them for future reference when it comes to things like this, or more serious things, obviously. It's just the way I'm wired, And if you're wired like that, or if you're not wired like that, cool beans. That is lovely. That's lovely. But I want to focus this video on talking about those patterns. There is a stigma amongst fans. Wow. There's a stigma amongst fans that the development of Smash Bros., as in the series as a whole, is all dependent on Sakurai's decision of whether or not he wants a particular character in the game, or if he thinks a particular character would be neat in the game. It's all up to Sakurai. He can do whatever, however. There's another stigma, and these are the two that we're going to be talking about, that any and everything Sakurai has said over the past 20 years of making these games is to be taken as the gospel and is a recreation of the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt have a Nintendo game on a Nintendo console. Thou shalt be a Nintendo character. Thou shalt not be too big. Both of these concepts, both of these stigmas, in my opinion, suck. Sakurai cannot do whatever he wants, however he wants, whenever he wants, concerning the franchise. There are rules and regulations, limitations, both legally and systematically, that Nintendo, Sakurai, his team, either have to follow, don't have to follow, but choose to make and break, want to achieve, just won't for now. There's a lot. There's a lot of different perspectives to look at this in. And that's all okay. The fact that Sakurai and his team, that Nintendo, that they can and can't do certain things. That's okay to admit. I do not say that to demean, to belittle, or belittle, to demean, to belittle, to diminish Nintendo, Sakurai, or his team's work. I say that as a literal fact, that they cannot do any and everything that they may want to do for their games. There are just some limitations. The fact that they can do some things that they want to do doesn't mean that they can do everything that they want to do. We know that they have concepts that they just don't end up using. It happens with game development. It happens with movies. They're called deleted scenes. It happens in books. They're called rough drafts. It happens. On the other hand, however, they can exercise these rules, these limitations. They can exercise them. They can break these rules. They can find loopholes. They can remake the rules, if you will. Today we'll be discussing the middle ground between these two ideas. The ideas that Sakurai and his team can go willy-nilly, and the fact that he has a stern list to follow. We'll be talking about the little gray area, the middle ground between those, and apply that middle ground to the current game, Smash Ultimate. Whew, to do that, we need to start with this. I think we can all agree that fundamentally, objectively, every Smash Bros. Game is made differently. They play different. They look different. They're on different consoles with different engines. They're developed by different individuals with different companies. My nose is itching. Because of the fact that the games are made differently, I think we can all agree that this means that they're made with different ideas, with different mindsets. Different things go into the different minds of the different people that makes the games over time, right? I say this to mean that those rules that Nintendo, Sakurai, and his team follow during the development of one game more than likely will change during the development of the next. It's crazy, right? Making different games differently with different rules and mechanics. Wow, man. For example, in 2014, Sakurai supposedly made the comment about how Ridley was too big to be a playable character in Smash 4, but in Ultimate, Ridley is playable. So what changed? I guess Sakurai is just a liar. You know, he's the developer of a game. He doesn't want us to know every single thing. He's a mastermind. He planned it all from the beginning. Did Sakurai lie? Did he change his word? Should we even trust him about anything he says? Guys, it's not like that at all. Sakurai didn't lie. It was a true fact. Ridley was not a fighter in Smash Wii U during 2014 when that comment was made because he was too big. That's true. He's not in Smash 4. So what changed? Why is Ridley in Ultimate? The game changed. Smash changed. Smash changed from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate. Just like how Smash changed from Smash 64 to Smash Melee, and Melee to Brawl, and Brawl to Smash 4. The games change, and the games have different rules. This can be shown in how Sakurai recently even stated how Banjo's inclusion in Smash Ultimate could have been more natural back in the late 90s, early 2000s, but because of the complications with Rare and Microsoft, it's taken way longer. The legalities, that's the word, behind it all, changed. It became different. Hence, so did the way that Sakurai and his team worked on the games. Things changed. It could be shown again in how Smash 64 and Smash Melee followed the rules that the characters need to be Nintendo characters. Brawl broke this rule. They had Snake and Sonic. And then Smash 4 broke the rule again. The rule was apparently during Smash 4 that the characters needed to have a game on a Nintendo console. I mean, Pac-Man had Nintendo games, like on the Game Boy and stuff, but that originated in the arcade. I mean, Cloud, Final Fantasy VII, and I think even Bayonetta. I mean, maybe. I'm not that well known with Bayonetta. But anyway, Smash 4 broke rules, Brawl broke rules. Ultimate has broken quite a few rules. Characters too irrelevant, characters too big, legal issues. Ultimate has broken quite a few rules that fans kind of put together. That's okay. Each game has their own sets of rules. Smash 64 was not made with the same rules, with the same regulations, with the same mindset that Smash Ultimate is made in. Neither was Smash 4, neither was Melee, neither was Brawl. It's just not the way things work. It's that simple, folks. Different games have different rules. So, I feel like if we can fundamentally agree with the idea that each Smash game is made differently and is obviously finished differently, I think we can move on from the comments like, well, Sakurai said this and that, and, well, if the character's not in this game, then he's definitely not getting in the next. I feel like we can skip past those mindsets. They're overused, they're overdry, they're at this point, they're excuses. So now, since we know that each game have their own sets of rules, what's Ultimate rules? What are the rules concerning Smash Ultimate's characters and how they function? I'm glad you asked. This is where I feel that you all may disagree with me or get mad at me. I am of the belief, I am a firm believer, that Spirits and Assist trophies will not become playable fighters for this Fighter Pass. I am more than confident to say, I am more than confident enough to say that this current Fighter Pass with Joker, Hero, and Banjo is solely third party. I am more than confident enough to say that. We see that pattern from these characters. We see that Banjo, that Joker, that Hero. The pattern between these three characters is that they're third party. Because of this, we can rule out certain characters and companies from making it as the next two fighters. I have 2 videos talking about this. Please go check them out. Now, I'm sorry to disappoint, but Guiji is not going to be a character for a while. Now, again, I've literally made videos talking about how X, Y, and Z works, how the idea of future fighter passes work, how the idea of the last 2 characters for the fighter pass works. I've talked about this, I'm wasting breath. So, but it's very apparent that when it comes to different fighter passes, that the themes, that the patterns can change. We can get an Echo fighter themed pass. We could also get a fighter pass where they promote spirits and or assist trophies into playable characters. As far as I know, and I have looked and studied extensively, there are no patterns that I have found which point to the idea of spirit promotion, assist fighter promotion, Echo fighter pass. As far as I know, there are no patterns that prove that those ideas are impossible. And again, if you disagree with me, I would absolutely love to discuss this with you in the YouTube comments. My social media is plugged in the description. My Discord is too. Whatever. When it comes to the spirit situation, many fans have pointed out that spirits cannot possibly deconfirm characters because fighters have their own spirits. And yes, that's correct. They do. They're called fighter spirits for that reason, because they're spirits of the fighters. Fighter spirits literally do not do anything. Their sole purpose, my nose is itching, the sole purpose that they have is to look at them. That's it. Now, however, there are other spirits in the game which are very similar, they're akin to that of the fighters. For example, we have the Wii Fit Trainer fighter spirits, but we also have the Wii Fit Trainer Tree Pose fighter spirit, which actually does have functionality just like any of your other spirits. So, the spirit here is obviously Wii Fit Trainer. Therefore, if this is Wii Fit Trainer, then spirits do not deconfirm characters, right? The point here is also apparent to how in Smash 4 we had the Lucas and Mewtwo trophies, but they then became playable characters as DLC. A lot of the point is, it's happened before, why can't it happen again? When it comes to the Wii Fit Fighter Spirit, the Tree Post Spirit, and the Mewtwo and Lucas trophies, I will say this. Those variations of those characters are not the same variations of them as fighters, if that makes sense. For example, yes, Tree Pose Wii Fit Trainer is a spirit made of Wii Fit Trainer, but that's just not Wii Fit Trainer. That is specifically Tree Pose Wii Fit Trainer. Now, similarly, with the trophies in Smash 4, Mewtwo and Lucas were not the fighter variations that later appeared for DLC. They got new trophies, which resembled their fighter variations. They were different variations. They were different versions of the fighters before they actually became fighters, if that makes sense. And I think that that's to be shown here for the whole Wii Fit Trainer Tree Pose thing, and for the Pikachu Let's Go Pikachu spirits. So to wrap all this up for spirits, I will be taking the stance that they will not be fighters for the current Fighter Pass. It breaks the pattern of them being third parties, because we have Hero, we have Banjo, and we have Joker. Those are third parties. I am extremely confident. I would even go so far as to bet money, $10 to $15, that the current Fighter Pass we have going on now is strictly third party. I am very, very confident in that. And I could be wrong, like I said in the beginning of the video. I could be wrong, but I am very confident in that. We can see the pattern of it being third party and we can follow it. When it comes to specific spirits, though, I think that if we have spirits, which each of the non-playable characters that aren't special versions of themselves, like Tree Pose Wii Fit or the Let's Go Pikachu version, then I think they're out. Meaning that that specific character in its most basic form as a spirit, if it is in its most basic form, if it's a usable spirit, it's out. Rayman, the Rayman spirit, is a regular spirit. It's not a special Rayman. It's not a special version of Rayman. It's just regular Rayman. I feel like he's out. Shantae, That's not a special Shantae. That's not a power-up Shantae. That is Shantae. I feel like she's out. Waluigi. I'm going to keep going with this until you guys get the joke. I feel like Waluigi's out. Starfy. I feel like Starfy's out too. All of the spirits that are in their most basic form, I feel like they're out. But a future fighter pass with the pattern, with the theme, with the rule set, with the mindset, with the concept, with the idea of spirit promotion or assist fighter promotion or assist trophy promotion, I feel is where Nintendo would exercise those rules, where they will dive into that loophole. I feel like that's how that's utilized. So, no, spirits are not going to be playable for this fighter pass. I am very confident in that. The possibility of them being promoted to fighters is possible. I wouldn't put money in it, but it's possible. It wouldn't shock me, to say the least, anyway. So, and I've covered that already. So, I'm sure that there's a lot of other ideas and rules and stigmas that people have put together for Smash Ultimate, but this is the one specifically that I feel like a lot of people still argue and struggle with and get their feathers ruffled. So, I just want to make it clear that each and every single Smash game is made differently with their own different rules. Brawl, Smash 4 with the whole trophy Lucas and Mewtwo thing, that is different than Smash Ultimate Spirit system. It's a good comparison, but it is different. It's not that black and white, in my opinion. Now, there are patterns, and having black and white patterns is a good thing. Having that knowledge is a good thing. But again, it's Nintendo. It can all be screwed over in the blink of an eye. And it has before. So again, be careful with your money. But as far as this is all concerned, ladies and gentlemen, I have grown tired of my work developing this video. So, I'll see you all in the next life.